Welcome to V-Bite, the podcast where we discuss our life experiences from the ups to the downs to everything in between. I'm Lily.
This is Mario. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
And Memorial Day is coming up.
Yeah. I almost opened that intro with I didn't know what this, I forgot for a second. I was like, good morning. And I was like, wait, this is all wrong.
Are you excited for Memorial Day weekend?
I'm not doing anything, so not really.
So this is the first time in a long time that I don't have a plan.
Really?
Long weekend, which is interesting. I mean, I do. So the reasoning was I have a badminton tournament. Well, tomorrow to be exact. So the Saturday. Sunday, I think I'm planning to take my mom somewhere. And then Monday, I don't know what to do. So usually on the long weekend, I try to go somewhere, a national park.
Yeah, you're out and about.
But I don't know if this is a good change or not, but we'll see. I mean, if anything, Monday night I can go badminton training. Playing a lot of badminton lately. It was crazy. Like I play like 8 days straight of badminton every night, which is unheard of. I usually don't do that, but this is the first time I'm doing it. I guess I'm more hopeful of winning this time. Maybe I set my expectation too high, so I hope I don't crash down too high.
Yeah, it's hard to say that you think you're gonna win this time.
Yeah, but sometimes you do need to have some confidence. I mean, overconfidence is not a good thing, but having some confidence in yourself is also a good motivator.
That is true.
As long as you don't take it overboard, then you'll be sort of like cocky and then you'll lose the game eventually.
Yeah. Did I tell you I was in a pickleball tournament? And so basically the system is like you play 3 seeding games and then it goes into single elimination. And so the last time I did this, I won 0 games. I was just really out of it. And so this time, and then, the first time I did, I won 0 games. And the next time we won 1 game. So we were like, okay, our goal today is to win 2 games. Any 2 games, I'm okay. And then we actually won 5. So we got second place. So we're like, oh crap. But after we got our second win, we're like, okay, we're done. We can relax now. We're
So now it says a high expectation. Now you have to win more than 5 next time.
Well, no, because we had to, now that we got second place, we have to go up a skill bracket. So we might go back down to winning 0 and then 1 and 2, so.
No, it's a good thing. I personally like challenges.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
As much as I don't like losing, now I do like losing. It's a conflicting statement. So when I say I do like losing, in a sense that if the opponent is way stronger than I am, and also my partner, obviously I feel more motivated because I know for sure I haven't hit the ceiling yet. There's still room for me to grow, to be able to beat them. So it motivates me to do and train more. The thing that sucked the most would be okay, yeah, we are way too suck compared to the opponent. But I mean, yeah, depending on how you look at it, the way I view it is there's still room to grow and to become better. Just have to put in more hard work, if that makes sense.
I think that's what happened. I tell this story a lot to explain why I stopped playing badminton, but there was one tournament that I did, and for the doubles there weren't enough teams or something, so they combined all the skill levels. So then my first game was against the 2 junior champions from Indonesia or something, right? Which is you can't beat them unless I'm an Olympian. I can't beat them. But I think they were a little bit rude about it, and so I was just I can't. It just brings down the energy a lot when the skill gap is too big. So
there's also one thing that I've been thinking a lot is, so for example, let's say if my level is way higher than the other opponents, in the tournament setting, do you feel that I should go all out, or should I not even, like, should I just play chill and not going all out? Because there's a two side of this, right? One is if you just play very chill and not, for the lack of better word, not giving a damn because you know you're way better. You're kind of like disrespectful to your opponent because this is a tournament. It's not a, if it's regular game, I mean it's fair, right? My view of it now is I always go for 100%. The meaning, the reasoning behind it is like if I don't go 100%, it seems like I'm just being disrespectful.
Yeah. I think you should. Okay. In a perfect world, you should, right? Like, I think sometimes you'll get like demotivated enough that like it's, you kind of relax a little bit, which is also fine. But in like, I feel like if the skill gap wasn't so big, I would like try my best.
Okay.
Right? But I think when the skill gap is like me who played badminton on the streets with my dad versus like a champion, I'm like, it's more like they weren't taking me seriously, so like I can't take them seriously. You know?
Yeah, the way I view it is more like regardless who I play, I'm gonna go 100%. Regardless,
That's a good mentality.
in the end of the day, if, because like, let's say I'm playing like someone famous, someone really good, it's more pressure on them to win than me losing.
That's fair.
Maybe losing is a given for me, but they have to win the game because they know they're far better. So I have nothing to lose. I have to give everything. Like if in the chances that I win, then I feel great. It's like, okay, I actually beat someone because maybe they're too relaxed or they look down or something like that, right?
I guess that's true.
Yeah, but I see what your point. Like sometimes it can be demotivating. Like when you play someone that's so good and then you're like, no matter what I try, I can somehow score a point.
Yeah, it's okay, but yeah, I think if it was like, because during our game, like the team was like having a conversation like while playing our game, so that was like I get it, like you're that good, but like at least have some sort of respect for the other team. And so I think when that happened, I was like, okay, I can't like take this seriously. But
yeah, I guess there's that question of like sportsmanship versus like
my effort isn't gonna change their sportsmanship. Yeah.
Right. So I think this is a good segue to the topic that I want to talk about today.
Oh.
Proactive versus reactive. So again, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what proactive and reactive is, but essentially, right, proactive just means you are actively trying to do something to get what you want. Versus reactive is something happen and then you react to the situation. So maybe broadly at the top level, I want to talk more around school, relationship, and career. Probably everything else in general. But I think from my perspective, as far as like school goes, I'm not a super proactive person. Well, I guess it depends on what settings. So in terms of studying, I think I'm more proactive. In a way, I always try to study ahead when I was in school so that I don't get confused when I'm in class. But for like getting a research, like especially during undergrad, I was very passive and not so proactive until my friend told me about a research that he's doing a professor. Then it sort of pushed me to talk to the professor and get the research opportunity, because I felt like I could have like just gone and did it and asked the professor myself before someone else tell me, okay, there's a research opportunity or whatever, right? As well as like proactively joining clubs. I do think for badminton, I am sort of proactive. I mean, you were there when I first joined, but like proactive training because that's like, I guess my passion. So it's something I do care about, and so I like chase after it. But other clubs, honestly, I don't really look at them.
Okay.
Which I wish I would have looked at them and proactively try to at least learn about the clubs, like different clubs, and maybe there's one that maybe I find more of interest. From your perspective, from school settings, like what have you done proactively in school, and what do you consider when it comes to like reactive?
I think, well, okay, in terms of academics, I am not a very proactive person. I will admit that. I think that that is widely known in my friend circle that like Lily didn't care at all, which is unfortunate, but it's true. In terms of like extracurriculars though, I think I was very I think I really focused on that. So I would go out and like look for a lot of new things to try. And I was like very happy about that. And yeah, I think I would be very open to going places alone that like I still am. Like I do like I think a lot of my friends are like pretty surprised, but I used to go to like movies by myself. I go to dinner by myself like all the time, especially like when I'm going like on a solo traveling or something. I'll go to concerts by myself. I'll like go like book a table for one at a fancy restaurant and it's like doesn't bother me. And so I think in terms of that, I don't really have any like fears about being proactive. I do wish in academic sense I was a bit more, because I was definitely like I will learn what I need to learn to finish this project or to remember what I need for the 20 minutes I need to take a test, you know, but like I had no, unfortunately I had no intention of like learning things long term or getting ahead of the what is it, the syllabus or whatever. So
That's fine. At the end of the day, you did well. I think so.
it's whatever.
It's okay. But I think the interesting thing that you brought up there is things that you did solo while you're in school. Like for example, like you mentioned, like go to movies alone. I have never done that until I would say like 2 years ago, going to the movie alone. Cause I used to go. I don't know if I want to indulge too much into this, but I used to go to the movie with my dates. That's why I subscribed to Cinemark back then, which I'm trying to cancel so hard. I'm still having Cinemark subscription, which is still haunting me every month when the bill comes in, like $11.
Wait, why don't you cancel it?
I still have credit, so if I cancel it,
Go use it. Oh my
the way
goodness.
Cinemark works is like if I cancel it, I have 6 months to use it. But then whenever I get the free ticket to watch the movie, I have to pay like $2.99 for convenience fee. But if I have membership, I don't have to pay the convenience fee. So last time I actually took out like 5 or 6 friends to movies, and then I just got all the ticket because I have so many credit that I accumulate every month, which I'm trying to just. I need to find a time where like 1 week or 2 weeks I just go to movies every day, and kill all the credit and just cancel it for good. So yeah, so that was the reason why I got a Cinemark subscription, by the way, in case anybody's curious.
Okay, I mean that checks out.
Yeah, so I have never done that until I've never done solo until like 2 years ago, and I've been alone like in the restaurant and eat and whatnot, but I've actually never booked a reservation for myself, which I think is a little bit intimidating. Not to say that I won't be able to do it, but like I never thought of myself that way, if that makes sense. Which is interesting. I think that's the one thing that I would say that you have more experience than I am, like doing more things solo. I mean, to be fair, I used to hate doing solo traveling.
That's true, yeah.
My first solo traveling was to Japan and Korea. I mean, it's not that I hate it. I just feel like, who am I supposed to talk to? Like, I'm just by myself. That was the mentality back then. I don't know if you remember, but you guys gave me challenge to talk to random girls.
Okay, we didn't tell you to go. We didn't challenge you to go talk to girls. We just said you should like make a vlog or something, or like meet people. And then what you came back with was like you approaching girls with a camera and like asking them questions. Honestly, though, no. But if you kept going, you could have been like the next TikToker. You could have been like the first TikTok on the street.
I know,
type
that
thing.
was back in 2017, 18. I could have been a big YouTuber by now, but
It could have been you.
the opportunity was lost.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I saw this meme that was like, I worked my 9 to 5 because I was too embarrassed to dance online in 2019.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So I guess now maybe let's segue a little bit into more from the relationship perspective.
Uh-huh.
I want to preface to say this: I'm not proactive when it comes to relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm proactive with friends, but not proactive with someone I'm interested in, if that makes sense. So with friends, I'm usually almost always the one that try to get friends together, come up with plan, do something,
Okay.
go travel,
Okay.
this and that. As far as like person of interest, I am very passive in the sense that I just don't know what. I feel like I'm more shy when it comes to someone that I'm more interested in. I don't know if it's like nerve or what, but like I just can't. Like I'll try to show my interest, but like and try to get to know the person more organically. But if you tell me to ask the person out, just knowing them like maybe a few meetings, I wouldn't be able to. And that's tough. Like I think for me that's really tough. I'm not sure. Like I know I'm trying to put the blame into like because you're an introvert, so I can't do that. I'm not sure if I told you, but I took the personality test recently.
Which one?
The MBTI.
Oh, again? Okay.
I used to be ESTJ. Now it's clearly show I'm ISTJ.
Oh.
But it's not that far. It's like 40% extrovert, 60% introvert. So it's like
Oh, that's pretty close.
yeah. But recently I do feel I'm more introverted now than extroverted. When it comes to person I don't know.
Well, that's true. That part I believe.
But looking at like historically in terms of the approaching someone that I have interested in, I'm very passive and very reactive instead of proactively just trying to make things happen. Which again, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's hard to say, to be honest. But I think right there's a saying, right? Like you don't have a chance if you don't take any shot. Which I think that's kind of where I'm in right now.
In terms of relationships?
Yeah, I'm too afraid to like take a shot and just like okay, I'm just gonna ask and whatever happens. I think I'm not ready to do.
That's fair. I thought. Did you mention that you were taking a break from dating?
Yeah, I installed dating apps for a while now.
Oh.
I haven't used it for almost a year now. Almost a year, I would say. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty passive for me. What about you?
I do have. I just started recently, actually, but I don't know. I'm taking it pretty casually, but I would say I'm pretty passive when it comes to my friendships. Well, I don't know. I think some people could see me as being like very proactive, but I think I'm the exact opposite of you. I think we talked about this a little bit, but it's becoming more and more clear now that I am like meeting more people. I think when it comes to meeting new people, I think I'm more proactive than most people. Like I'll go up to like if somebody is near me, then like I don't have an issue like talking to them and like asking for their name and stuff like that. But then once we do become friends, like I can't ask them to hang out. Like that's too scary. That's too
We are definitely flipped when it
yeah.
comes to this. I can't just go to a person and like a stranger and be like, "Hey, what's your name? Like, what do you do here?" I can't do that. Like I can if I like truly push myself or there's a bet in place that force me to do it, then I will. But once I become friends with someone, oh, they can't escape from me. I'm gonna be on top of them every day, just making sure they, making sure they're alive, making sure everybody is good.
Oh, I'm so bad at that.
And yeah, nowadays I don't think I'm as excessive as before. Like I'll ask people to hang out all the time, but now I maybe because like the friends that I have now, like most of them are like either have their significant others or they're married or whatnot. So I am more cognizant of their time and not trying to steal a lot of their time because also right the more I take out of their time it means the less time they will spend with their significant others, or I can be the third wheel or fifth wheel, whatever. Yeah, third, fifth wheel.
Wheel.
Yes, n plus one wheel, which is okay. I'm used to it now. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like I need to be comfortable with the person. Then I'm gonna annoy them all the time. That's kind of how I am. But yeah, I do feel we are totally opposite when it comes to this.
For sure. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I get so shy. Like even with people I know, like I've known for years, I still have the hardest time like sending them a random message. Like I always think I'm like, oh no, do I like it? Do I don't like it? Are they gonna hate me? Am I annoying? Are they gonna, like I think about that a lot.
Yeah, the issue is like when both parties are like that, like you end up not contacting each other because of like if say there are two Lily and then both of them don't contact each other, then nothing would happen. So me, my mentality is like okay, like if I don't reach out to this person or that person, like and then they also don't reach out to me, like like the friendship in the end of the day, like it will be lost in some ways if that makes sense. So I try to hold people as close as possible. Of course, I can't just like reach out to everyone and be like, "Hey, let's hang out every day." I'll be so tired. But but yeah, I try my best to reach out to everyone I can whenever I can. So that's kind of like my point of view on it. And it's a good thing too. Like whenever I travel to different places, I always have okay, yeah, my friend lives there. Let me go hang out with them or do this and do that. So it's a good motivators, I would say. Then now I guess I want to segue to more on a career path, which
Okay.
I've been thinking a lot about this, and we did talk a lot about this as well. So specifically on right in the term of like proactive and reactive, where every company is different. But for my company, we have the 6 months review and yearly review, and of course, as everyone works, the main goal is to get promoted and get more raise. Obviously, I think I want to talk more around how to set up a conversation to get there. So, in my past experience, there are two scenarios that usually goes into this. One is let's say the old me. Right, what would happen is I just work hard, but I don't make it known to my manager, say my contribution and what kind of impact I made, even though they know. But if I don't list them out, then they don't find any reason to promote me.
Yeah.
Unless they are like super good manager that can see that in you and try to like vouch for you, which means like you're being passive, right? They will be the one being proactive in that sense.
Yeah.
But then if you are the one that wants to be promoted, you should put in the time to be proactive and make it known, like I want to get promoted, but what kind of things I need to do to get there. I think that usually the 6 months conversation is a good starter to ask your manager, or even the beginning of the year, ask your manager like, okay, I'm interested in going to the next level. What needs to be done for me to get there? And so can we set up a plan for me to get there? What, right? And what kind of projects I need to work on? What kind of improvement that I need to make, etc., etc. And then by the time when you have to write your yearly review or 6-month review for promotion and whatnot, then you can list out all the cases, or at least like the contribution that I did for the company, and then make the strong case for it. I feel like that works better than say just work super hard but then don't make it known. I know it sounds cliche, like you have to make it known to your manager, but you just have to make a strong case for yourself because everybody's going to do the same. And
Yeah, I know you're supposed to, but I am awful at it.
and I was and still am, but I'm getting better at it.
That's good.
Mostly because I'm in this company a little bit longer now, like 4 years, so I feel more comfortable in voicing my opinion than before when I first joined. Yeah, the goal is to make sure, like back then my goal was like to impress everyone, to make sure they get fired. That's the only goal. But now I'm like, okay, I'm actually having a lot of impact to the company. Like I need to make them known, and then work on how to get to the next level. Not in like a very aggressive way, if that makes sense. More like, I would like to be in that level. Like, can you tell me what needs to be done on my side to get to that level? So it's more like a casual conversation, but also setting the expectation as well, right? Because the goal here is like, if you don't set the expectation, your manager doesn't know what your goal is, and how do they know if they need to promote you or not? Unless they are really good manager, then they'll proactively trying to elevate you, if that makes sense. But I guess in your experience, like how do you view, I guess in terms of the proactive and the reactive sense of?
I think that's exactly what happened to me, honestly. So I've been at my company for a while, and I've like I hate being the one that like raises my hand, right? I think it's like a cultural thing or like a personality thing. Like I in a perfect world, I would love for someone to just recognize my efforts rather than having to be like, "Hello, I accomplished XYZ. What do you like? Do you like it?" Rather, so I've been like really quiet about everything I do, but it's been really clear that I do a lot for the company. So, like last year or 2 years ago, maybe, I brought up for the very first time. Like, I've never brought up anything promotion related. And I was like, hey, just curious, like, what are the steps if I wanted to, like, apply for promotion? And they're like, oh, of course, I think you'll get promoted immediately. Like, we were just waiting for you to ask. And I was like,
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, maybe she doesn't want to get promoted, right? If they don't say anything. And so I was like, oh, I see. So I'm like, it's so awkward every time, so I don't like it. But I think that was kind of like a wake-up call, and that it, at least in this kind of company culture, it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, I think for me, most of the time, whether it's a promotion or raise, so for my first promotion, it's more like combination of me letting them know, and then also my manager at the time was also like the one very proactive. For the raise part, I think I was the one being very proactive in that sense. Cause I was like, please, I want more money, please. Can you just? I don't make it sound that way, but more like, okay, I'm doing all of this. Like this is my title. Like how come I'm getting paid lower? Or the market research shows that I have supposed to make more. I'm making my case. But at the same time, I have
You say that?
yeah.
You do?
I say something along the line like, can you match my salary to like a market standard? While I have that conversation, I do already have few offers at my back pocket because I know the moment I make that statement, there are only two things that can happen. One is they adjust to the market price that I feel happy about, or two, they say, okay, this is only the best that we can do. Then either I stay or I leave, right? Because like I made it known already, so I have to make some kind of action out of that. So, like you said, that's like the awkward thing to do, but sometimes it has to be done if you do care about getting it done. Yeah. Other than that, I do find more success being proactive than reactive, to be honest, in the career sense.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
yeah. And finally, I want to talk more about general sense of things. So everyone has a different practice when it comes to being proactive and reactive. For me, what I do find working for me is every day when I wake up in the morning, I would take 5 to 10 minutes daily, plan the days ahead. So I'll write down like a list of things I want to get done for work and for personal, and make it into like a checklist, if that makes sense. And then I will try to do them and check them off every day. Not to say that I can finish them all in one day every day, but like it's a good. It's more like you setting your intention of what you want to do that day, and then trying your best to do them. So at the end of the day, I feel like okay, I accomplished this, this, and that today. And
I mean, that's impressive.
I know people also put time box in like each things they want to accomplish. I don't really time box it, but I do feel like okay, this is the today I want to do all this, then I need to get it done.
Yeah.
But from your practice, how do you go about being like proactive when it comes to like generic sense of things?
Um,
I know you're really good with like putting things on calendar and whatnot, but I'm just curious about
I
your practice.
am, but like the practicalness of it, I feel like doesn't quite come together. It's getting better now. Like, I think I was really structured, then I was really unstructured, and now I'm like trying to build it back up. So I think it's getting better now, and I'm saying one of the goals for this year is to like agree to more things and then not like fall out of it, you know? Like, so it's been better. I don't know. I feel like I'm very proactive in terms of things that are related only to me, but I'm very like not when it comes to like a social situation. So like yeah, right? Like exactly with like the solo things. I'm like if it's something I do by myself, I will plan 15 things and I will do them. But as soon as it becomes like oh, we're going shopping with this person, then dinner with that person. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Everything's all confusing. And I have a hard time with that. So I think it's less about like what kind of situation is and more just like who is involved. um, but I think I should get back into making more like checklists and to-do lists because right now I'm just like floating in my head. Like, so even for work today, I have like 4 or 5 things I need to do, and then I have yet to write them down, which is crazy because I'm just kind of like, they're all just floating in the brain somewhere. So it's a little chaotic, but overall, fairly passive in most ways, I think I am.
Yeah, again, we are also very different in this sense. For me, I feel like if I don't jot them down, either one, I forget about it, or two, is always in the back of my head that I don't execute.
Oh, for sure.
Write them out and then I just execute them one by one. I don't know. It's very engineer perspective of like how to do things. If that makes sense, like okay, you have to do A, B, C, D, and then just go do one by one. So that's kind of like how my brain works, I guess. But Everyone is different. But yeah, I think that's pretty much I want to discuss today. I know we kept it like very high level, and I hope this helps in terms of like being proactive and also reactive as well. Not to say that being reactive is bad. Sometimes you being reactive is okay, because sometimes there are situations where you don't see it coming, so you have to be reactive in that sense. But I think more often than not, being proactive usually is more useful and probably more beneficial in terms of like what you want to accomplish. So maybe again, either take 5 to 10 minutes every day in the morning just to kind of plan out your day or trying to figure out what you want to do that day. So for me, it's like if I don't plan it out, I just feel like it's not meaningful day for me. I know I'm being like a bit extreme in this case, but like I'm just forcing myself to do things so that I can feel like okay, I actually did something today.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think the one quote that I always feel is useful for me is from Steve Jobs. He always says like, if tomorrow is your last day, like what are you gonna do? So like just live. It's like a YOLO mentality. Like you have to live to your fullest, and then just if tomorrow, let's say it's my last day, what am I gonna do? So I always have that mentality when it comes to approaches that I have in life. Not in the relationship sense, but everything else. I think I do have this mentality. So I do need to improve in from the relationship perspective.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in 2 more weeks. Happy Memorial Day.
Bye.
Bye.